The Black Museum. Opening in 1875, the Crime Museum at Scotland Yard is the oldest museum in the world, purely for recording crime. The name Black Museum was coined in 1877 by a reporter from The Observer, a London newspaper. Although the museum is still referred to as the Crime Museum, it is this museum that inspired the Black Museum radio series, produced in London by Harry Alan Towers. From Jay Hickerson's The Ultimate History of Network Radio Programming and Guide to All Circulating Shows, the earliest U.S. broadcast date was January 1, 1952. 39 shows from the full syndication of 52 shows aired over mutual stations in 1952, from January 1st through June 24th, and then again September 30th through December 30th. This may be the earliest broadcast of the series worldwide. It was later broadcast over Radio Luxembourg starting May 7, 1953. Radio Luxembourg broadcasts sponsored programs at night to England. It should be noted that the BBC was state-owned and had no commercials. The shows broadcast from Radio Luxembourg were sponsored by the cleaning products Dreft and Miro. The series continued to be offered in syndication and was heard on Armed Forces Radio and Television Service broadcasts and in the U.S. on national public radio stations throughout the 1960s, 70s, and 80s. Some shows were broadcast by the BBC in England in 1994. This murder mystery series was based on true-life cases from Scotland Yard's files. Each episode was based on an item or items of evidence in the museum. Orson Welles hosted and narrated the shows. Mr. Welles opened each show slightly differently, but followed a standard format. For example, the show Two Bullets opened as follows.
This is Orson Welles, speaking from London. The Black Museum. Here in the grim stone structure on the Thames, which houses Scotland Yard, is a warehouse of homicide, where everyday objects, a pocketbook, a rag doll, a paperweight, all are touched by murder.
Following the opening, Mr. Welles would introduce the museum's item or items of evidence that was central to the case, leading into the dramatization. He also provided narration during the show, and ended each show with his characteristic closing from his Mercury Theater of the Air days, remaining obediently yours.
And now until we meet next time in the same place and I tell you another story about the Black Museum, I remain as always, obediently yours.
Harry Alan Towers produced the series from scripts written by Ira Marion. Music was composed and conducted by Sidney Torch. The museum was not open to the general public. Its purpose was then, as it is today, for police training, although it did receive a considerable number of famous people, including Sir Arthur Conan Doyle. It is currently used as a lecture theater for the police and like bodies in various subjects of criminology. But thanks to Mr. Towers and Mr. Welles, we can still get a glimpse of what secrets are housed in the Black Museum. The shows were untitled for broadcast, and there remains title variation from source to source. In most cases, the title was derived from the item introduced by Mr. Welles at the show's opening. Differences in titles are often an extra descriptive word or two. Information for this audio clip came from Frank M. Passage and your audio series descriptions moderator, Roger Hohenbrink. This audio clip is provided by the Old Time Radio Researchers Group, a group of volunteers dedicated to preserving radio's past. If you are interested in assisting to preserve radio's golden past so that future generations might also enjoy it, we urge you to look into membership in the Old Time Radio Researchers Group. Visit our home on the web at www.otterprojectonline.info. I'm your announcer, Doug Hopkinson.